Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the IRS. I have worked thousands of cases. I worked at IRS over a decade. I'm a national expert in IRS tax resolution. Being a former agent, I see all these YouTubes out and people trying to hustle you for this and hustle you for that. What I at least like to do is kind of open up the curtain so you can see inside IRS, and then I can tell you what's going on with stuff. So, by the way, if you leave a comment, I'll probably make a YouTube on your comments. That's where most of my subscribers and comments come from. They come from you. My YouTubes are short, to the point. I want to talk to you today about, hey, does IRS really write off billions of dollars a year, and how can I qualify? Believe it or not, the 10 big tax resolution companies use that as their #1 marketing tool. IRS writes off. Everyone wants to jump on the pennies for dollars, and IRS writes off billions of dollars a year, thinking, oh, there has to be a new program. There's got to be a fresh start. There's got to be something going on. All these people are settling all this money. Maybe there's this, let me tell you, while the program's true, it doesn't apply for everybody. So let me explain how this system works. So as a former agent, what I would do, or any of the current agents, is you take a financial statement on the person who owes the debt. If the case is in the service center, again, a 1-800 number, it's a 433A. If it's with a revenue officer in a local office, it's a 433A. I'm sorry, the service center is a 433F. Once IRS has that form determines which of 3 categories you're going to go in. You're going to either go into currently non-collectible or hardship, you're going to go into payment, or you're going to go into offer and compromise. So when IRS says they write off billions of dollars a year of debt, it's true but not true. Let me explain how this works. IRS has a 10-year statute of limitations, okay, from the date of the assessment. You can find out your assessment date and your statute date by pulling an IRS transcript. Just go to irs.gov, okay, say, I want my online transcripts, my account history. They will tell you when your 10 years is up. So naturally, IRS writes off billions of dollars a year, because every year statutes just fall billions of dollars a year go up. So when you hear the ad, IRS writes off billions and billions of dollars a year, it does. But it has nothing to do with that company whatsoever. It happens to the natural course of statute of limitations going. But they want you to think IRS is going to write your debt off. So let me tell you how these programs work. 3 programs again. Let me mention them again. Offer and compromise, payment agreement, hardship. So obviously a payment agreement is simple. You pay whatever IRS says or what you want to pay. But to qualify for the hardship program or the offer and compromise program, you need to understand the formulas. IRS wants to go ahead and make sure you don't have any assets, or any assets that you can liquidate to pay IRS. IRS isn't going to write any debt off for you if you have an asset hanging there. IRS simply is going to want the money. So if you call, but you currently right now are struggling to make payments, or because maybe this COVID thing has happened to you, or you're going through some financial trauma, IRS will take a financial statement and they will dictate that right now, at the current time, you are currently non-collectible. They will take your case off of the enforcement system and put a freeze on it for a year or 2, and then your case comes back out to the field. Your debt continues to go up with penalties and interest, and they're going to continue to take your refunds, but your debt will come back out to the field. Now, the other option is you can file an offer and compromise to settle for pennies on the dollar. So how does that work? You cannot submit an offer and compromise. You can. They're not going to accept it. IRS wants the total value of your assets that you could liquidate. So let's say you have a home, a pension, a car, any assets. And let's say that valued $100,000. By the way, your home is discounted 20%. But let's say that valued $100,000. You cannot put an offer and compromise in for less than $100,000. Your offer starts at $100,000. But the big thing you have to understand for the hardship program and the offer and compromises, IRS has a national standard that they use for your income and expenses. That is, wherever you live, if you go onto IRS National Standards, you're going to find a national standard for housing utilities, for food and clothes, for housing and utilities, food and clothes, car payments, and operations of a vehicle. You just can't put anything down and IRS is going to accept it. They're going to make sure you live within the IRS means. Most people don't live within the IRS means. So getting an offer through, you must understand the IRS National Standard Program. I have other YouTubes about the national programs. So before you start thinking or giving your money to anybody thinking IRS writes off millions and billions of dollars, they do, but they're not necessarily on your type of case. They're for cases that fit the standard. If you want your case to go through for an offer and compromise, go ahead and walk through the IRS pre-qualifier tool. They have one. You can find out for free whether you qualify. If you're in hardship, you better be familiar with the IRS National Standards. If you call IRS and you say your current income is $6,000 and IRS only is going to give you $4,000 for the IRS standards, you owe them $2,000 a month. You should get a tax professional to go ahead and make sure you are qualified. Don't give money to anyone who's a salesperson who works for a company. Find out if, in fact, they know what they're doing, if they're well experienced, and they're willing to give you a free consultation after you give them your current financial statement. Nobody can tell you how your case is going to end unless they review your 433A or 433F. Don't believe them. Most of these people are salespeople. Okay. Thank you for listening to my YouTube. You can always ask me questions. Hey, I need subscriptions. Apparently, YouTube says, hey, if you want your content on there, you have to have subscriptions. Give me a subscription. You can always like me or my M&M. And by the way, if you have a comment and you want me to talk about an issue, just go ahead and leave it. So thank you very much. Don't forget that about the subscription. Don't get suckered. Don't get ripped off by anybody. Thank you.